Take two, we're on the way. This is Umar for BoxNation. I'm joined by Spencer Fearon. A little bit of a story. We were at Sheesh restaurant the other day in Mayfair. GBM landed a great deal with the Zone. We recorded an interview. I'm not going to say who in the media, but he offered to press the record button because I was actually on camera with you, and they didn't hit record, Spencer.
That's cool. It happens.
It was a good interview as well, to be fair.
Okay. Nate, don't worry, man. Those ones there, sometimes it's yeah, it is what it is, man.
But he definitely didn't mean to. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
All right, Spencer.
Uni's a dickhead.
Uni
my brother, Uni my brother, man.
Uni's a good guy. Right, bit of a different way I'm going to do this. Obviously, a massive fight this weekend. We'll come on to that later. But the main topic of discussion we had the other day, Spencer, which never came out on record, was about Anthony Yarde, someone that you know very well. Tunde Jaya, of course, you know very as well. You said you consider them as family. Recently, Yarde's put out a statement saying he's a free agent. Queensbury have said the opposite. So what's your thoughts been on this situation between Yarde and Warren?
Anything Anthony Yarde has said, or Baba Tunde have said, I believe. That's all I got to say on the matter. I'm just going to be real with you. Like, anything that they say, they're my guys. I'm not going to... Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? I have no vindictive feelings towards anybody, but they're my guys, and you know what I mean? How does it go? It's like, I mean, loyalty is royalty. They're my guys. I love them. I love James Cook. Do you know what I mean? James Cook used to be my old coach. So that whole thing, I just hope that things can be resolved and we can see the biggest and the best fights. And that fight there is a big, massive fight. That's all I care about, nothing else.
What, the Boatsi fight, obviously?
Yeah, it's a massive fight. So I want to see that happen.
Okay. What were your thoughts on him pulling out of purse bids?
Bro, that's the thing. I had no thoughts, and I'm going to be totally real. Like, I concern myself with those things that are really, really concerning. The only reason why I'm addressing it now is because you've asked me. But what's the old adage? There's tricks in trade and mechanics in business. Tunde's a very, very smart guy, and so he must know what he's doing. And like I'm saying, you back your friends. You back your friends.
Okay, I've asked that because you just said it's a major fight. You want to see it.
Yeah,
like
I do want to see it.
We all do, Yarde, Boatsi. But
right.
then, according to Frank Warren, Queensbury, boxer Joshua Boatsi's promoter, Sky Sports, TNT, and Boatsi himself all agreed terms to have a dual broadcast, 50-50 split on that fight. Yarde was the only party not to agree with that. Then it was called for purse bids. They pulled themselves out of that. And then they've had this ongoing public thing with Frank and Anthony. So that Boatsi fight, at the moment, seems like, because of Yarde, is not happening, Spencer.
I guarantee you that fight's going to happen. Inshallah. I guarantee it's going to happen.
What gives you that confidence?
1 second. Yo, JP, I'll call you back in 1 second. I'm just doing an interview with BoxNation, yeah? But big up my nephew, Jonathan Balata.
Is that Jonathan Balata?
Yeah.
Heavyweight?
Yeah, that's right. Go on.
What gives you that confidence the fight will happen?
Because I know the desire of Team Yarde. I know the desire of Team Boatsi. I know both teams. I know both guys really well. So I believe that fight will happen. Inshallah.
Okay, but are you worried, because you just said they're like family to you, that Yarde's in the prime of his career at the moment? If this ends up in a court case going legal and he loses out on some of his best years not fighting,
how can he lose that in some of his best years? He's already boxed twice for a world title. You know what I mean?
But would you say he's in the prime of his career now?
Yeah, I believe that there's a lot more to see from Anthony Yarde, and I think, God willing, that we're going to see it. That's what I believe.
But if he's caught up in a court case where his promoter's saying he's under contract, he's saying he's not under contract.
I'm not permitted to talk about. This is how it goes. Is this, yeah? You see, when people are your guys, I'm not gonna speak anything ill about, because they're my guys.
No, I'm not asking you to speak ill, but you can give your opinion.
Yeah, no. So therefore, but I told you my opinion. My opinion is I will always back my guys. right? Even if it happens at my own demise. Look at my history. Look at my track record. I've done this many times. There's nothing new with me. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So, but they're my guys. So I will roll with those guys. But it's not me having anything against Frank Warren and their establishment. It is what it is. I mean, I've said this on many occasions. I just want to see the best fight the best. These two, right now, that is a big, mouth-watering, juicy fight. So therefore, I just want to see that happen. So all of this legal stuff and all that, that's got nothing to do with me. I just want to see the best guys get in there and get financially rewarded correctly and go out and fight and give the fans an excellent fight. And I really do believe that fight's going to happen.
Okay, let me ask you this. Anthony's obviously done a fantastic job for himself, the position he's come in with, you know, his lack of amateur background, fought for 2 world titles, beat Lindenhoff in the rematch, etc. He's got a big profile in the UK and worldwide, especially compared to the other light heavyweights. Tunde, as his manager, has done a fantastic job as well. Would you say Frank, as his promoter thus far, has done a good job for him?
Of course. How can anyone say, listen, you don't understand the lineage. Frank Warren, historically, has been the best promoter to come out of the UK, right? Historically, right? With the body of work that he's done, Eddie Hearn is the newer thing now that's blown, right? But historically, because he's got a longer body of work than Eddie Hearn. So, of course, Frank Warren has done an excellent job with Anthony Yarde. No one can't turn around and say he hasn't, because if anyone says that, you'd be lying. You know what I mean? Frank Warren he's the guy. But whatever they've got, I'm not privy to that. When people look, remember, I'm close to these guys, but I guarantee you, ask Tunde, what conversations do we ever have about his business and what he's doing with his fighters? We don't have those conversations. He'll come to me and he'll bombard me with questions about what fights he should be studying right now, because it's how it goes. But when it comes to the business of it, let me tell you this now, right? When people say to mind your own business, to mind something, we got to turn right, like, you have to mind your own business, knowing like your treasure is within yourself. So I mind my business so I can reap the rewards of my own, so I can flourish for myself. Those guys there, like I said, I have nothing but love and respect for Baba Tunde Ajayi. Nothing but love and respect. Nothing but love and respect for Team Yarde. I just wish them guys, the best in what they do in their endeavours.
Okay. Billam-Smith or Riakporhe, and why?
Chris Billam-Smith on points. Seriously. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's down to body of work, and I think this fight's going to be down to corners.
Down to what?
Corners. So the corners, the guys in the corner. And if you look at the McGuigans and what the McGuigans stand for, especially Shane McGuigan, I remember when Shane boxed as an amateur. He was a good amateur. There was a lot of talk about him, and then he stopped amateur boxing and he started to become a trainer, right? And he was working closely with Errol Christie, who's like one of our best ever amateurs to come out of the country, right? And Errol Christie is like 8 years ago. It was 8 years ago yesterday that he passed away. So when you look at things like that, you're gonna say to yourself, like, he's the one that's been immersed in it. This is no disrespect to Angel Fernandez, right? Angel Fernandez hasn't got a body of work, and he also hasn't got the affiliation with people with a great body of work, even though he went out to Cuba to learn from some guys and blah. But you know what I mean? I don't know how long he did that for. I think it's down to corners, and Chris Billam-Smith is the more proven. Even though he lost previously to Riakporhe, but if you look at it now, he beat Lawrence Okoli. I rate Lawrence Okoli. He beat Lawrence Okoli. So, because of that, I slightly favour Chris Billam-Smith to win on points.
Okay. Nice to see a fight as well around the corner from you at Sellers Park.
Yeah, literally. It's like about a 10-minute drive from my house.
Lucky for you. Last one. What have you made of this article in the New York Times that His Excellency and Riyadh season?
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, go on.
Right. So, I said this on your channel. Well, I did. I said this. I said, like, what's going to happen is that we're going to need, just like we've got in FIFA, right? That we're going to have one solitary body in boxing. I said on quite a few channels. Now this is months ago, and I said Turki Alalshikh is going to do this. You must remember.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I thought you meant recently. Sorry.
No, not recently. Last year I said this to you guys. You could see that this is the way that it was going to go forward, and that is what is needed for boxing to continue in the way. It's too late. I talked about your business. What? No, so we could see something like this happening, and it's fantastic that it is. You know why? Because when I was saying that we need one solidified body, somebody from his office is listening to me, right? Because it's happening now, and this is the great thing. Now we're gonna, you know what? The thing is this. It's like, imagine like I gave you a massive budget. I said, Umar, make all the fights you want to make. You do exactly the same thing that Turki Alalshikh's doing. If you go to any boxing fan who knows boxing, not just these guys who are mucking around, who knows boxing, they'll do exactly the same thing that Turki Alalshikh's doing. He's just got the budget to do it, and not only that, there was a massive humanitarian side to Turki Alalshikhh, simply for the fact that a guy could lose on a show, but he'll still bring them back. You know what I mean? And that's the nice thing. Deontay Wilder lost against Parker. He still brought him back. You know what I mean? What's the kid? Zidane, the kid that boxed Bivol.
Oh, Zinad Malik.
Right, Malik. He lost, but he tried to fight gallantly. And when he say, I'd like to host you again. That's what boxing needs. Dude, we're going back to the 50s now, when guys could lose fights, but you're putting gallants and you say, you know what? Yeah, you can go fight again. And those times, these guys were not getting financially rewarded like how they are. But out in Saudi Arabia, they're getting financially rewarded. This is the best thing ever to happen to boxing. Ever to happen to boxing. You know what I mean? And it's happened in Saudi Arabia as well. Alhamdulillah, praise be to God.
Thank you, brother.